All right, guys, what's up? Today, I'm going to show you guys how to change the oil on my 2021 Toyota Camry SE. Well, first of all, there's a couple things you need. Obviously, you need a jack stands. So, we got our jack, and we have our jack stands. Obviously, you need the oil, and this is what I use. I use this. I do have over 75,000 miles on it, and protects 20,000 miles, extended performance. I use OW20. Kind of controversial, but it's up to you. We also got our oil pan. It's trash. I need to get a new one, though. These are the tools you need. You need a 14mm socket. You obviously need your oil filter socket. And then you also need a 12mm socket. The roller is optional. I like to use it, so it's up to you. These are some of the other things you need. You obviously need the oil filter, and I have oil filter plug gasket here. I always replace these. I ordered like 20, so I have them for a while. Here's the description. You guys can look this up right here if you need them. Toyota branded. I also have both of these, and I also use a light too. And today we're gonna use gloves. All right, guys, I'm gonna show you the jack point. Just in case if you don't already know where it is, it's gonna be right here, as you can see. On that in the middle, you can kind of see, yep, right there. That's where I'm gonna jack it up on.
That is the second jack point right there. There we go.
All right, so if you don't know how cars work, the engine moves and makes everything hot. So it's very hot right now because we just got back. But this thing can be sometimes difficult to take off, so I'm just gonna take it and knock that. I'm just gonna set it right there, or you can do this. Either way is fine. It's just gonna let some air get in there, so whenever you do unplug it, the oil just comes straight out instead of catching the air. So I'm gonna let this sit for 30 minutes, let it cool down. Break time! All right, chat, we let our car cool down actually for an hour and a half. We watched 1.5 episodes of Narcos, which was absolutely awesome. So watch it if you haven't already, Netflix. And let's get back to this. All right, guys, so you can probably see the roller actually is like super close to me. So you can choose to do it or not. I have it lifted up almost to its max on the jack. So let's see the difference. Pretty big difference. So this is a lot more comfortable if you guys prefer this. Actually kind of probably gonna do this. I have cardboard underneath here so it'll catch any of the oil if it does spill. So the first thing to do is you're gonna take off this cover. There's a couple of these 12mm bolts on here. You're just gonna take this off first if you do have it. If not, then don't worry about it. I'll probably have to update this in the video, but it's a 10mm. I do not need a 12mm at all. 10mm. All right, guys, so we took off the cover, and this is the oil plug. So we're going to take this off, and it's going to drain into our little nifty oil pan, which I probably want to get a new one because this is too small and kind of annoying. So we'll take this off first, and you'll need the 14mm. I have an impact one, so that works great. Worked great, and it's coming in here, so that's hilarious. But we put the bolt in there. And I did make sure to tilt the bolt up so it would come out slower, but it is pretty warm. All right, guys, and having this off is gonna help the oil just flow through a lot more and easier and quicker. So as you guys can see, we're just gonna wait for the oil to completely drain out. All right, y'all, as you can see, it stopped dripping. Let's get back under here, baby. So after the oil stopped draining, we need our oil filter socket with our wrench. We need the oil filter, obviously. And we have our plug gasket here. Some of the filters, depends on which ones you get. I'm not quite sure, but these so far already come lubricated on the inside. As you can see, there's oil in there already, so I don't have to take the old stuff and do that. This is all ready to go. Just literally screw it on, and you're good to go. As you can tell, it's got that right there, so if you need that to look it up. All right, so now we're gonna put the plug back on, but we gotta take this gasket off first. Get a nice zoom in shot. Hold up. All right, so we took the old plug off. Put the new one on with the gasket as well. And then we're just gonna tighten this baby up really quick. Tighten. Nice and tight, just right there. Don't want to get it too tight or else the gasket will get just like stuck on there like it kind of just was, but until it's nice and tight. So now, I'm just gonna move this under where the filter is, which is up here. Now we're gonna need this and our oil filter. So what I like to do is I like to loosen it just enough for it to start dripping out into here. That way I see where the oil goes, and it's less oil when I do take the entire thing off. It just drips until it's basically empty. All right, so we just got back from out under the car. We put the new filter on, put that piece back up there with the 10 mil bolts. Now we're gonna put in our new oil. So I'll put 5 quarts in here, and then we'll measure it out to see how much we actually burned from last time. So I'm gonna pour that back into these empty and see how much I burnt. So we got our nifty high flow funnel, and then we have 1 quart in here and 5 in there. So let's go pour this in, baby. Look at that. My car's thirsty. Beautiful stuff. Look at that. Oh my gosh. If you want to see, dirty oil is pitch black. So I'm going to try this for the first time, but I'm going to take this and I'm just going to cut a little slit there. So maybe it'll be easier to pour. So yeah, it does. If you guys have any trouble pouring oil for the first time, look at that. It just helps it get down a little bit, and then you'll be able to take off the whole seal and just pour it back. All right, guys, so we put the new oil in, changed the filter, and we're all good to go. Let's close this hood. All right, guys, so we poured all the bad oil, which is all black. I've pushed the car pretty hard since my last oil change, like pretty hard. So we burnt 1 quart. Comment down below your thoughts, your suggestions. I'd love to know if burning 1 quart of oil after pushing my car extremely hard is good. Now, this next session, maybe I won't push it hard and see what we get out of that. But thanks for watching, guys. That is how you do oil change. Obviously, clean up any mess. If you do have oil on the floor, use cat litter. That'll help pretty well, and then just sweep it up. And then, yeah, your oil filter. I collect my oil filter, so that's a little thing I got going for me. But yeah, make sure everything drains out. Make sure you clean everything. Use the right towels to clean up anything you need to. Try not to touch your car with oily hands. Might leave some imprints and not look good. Also, use cardboard or anything as you pour oil into something, or if you have something else. Do that. Just make sure it doesn't get on the floor, because that's less cat litter you need to pour. Also, I've gotten better at my hands. I did, however, get it on my arm a little bit. It's like where my arm is. It's just, can't do it. But use gloves. Have all the right tools. Be safe. Peace. P.S. Make sure your oil gets pumped through your engine all the way.